Hey, welcome sports fans to Modern Day's Gymnasium in Evansville, Indiana. We got a big one for you tonight. It's number 2, Modern Day versus number 5, Perry Meridian. Here with me on the pregame show is a 26-year career at Modern Day is Mr. Mike Gable, an astounding record of 533 wins, 14 losses, and 2 ties. Folks, that's good enough for a United States all-time high school record. You think it can't get any better than that? Well, maybe it can, because right next to him is his running mate, Randy Helfrich. Randy put together an amazing 450 wins and 0 losses in his JV career. Now, these two characters combined for 9 state titles in a row, 12 total, and they have 6 IHSA all-sports records they still hold today. They continued a string of 42 consecutive sectional titles that continue through this day. Gentlemen, welcome.
Thank you, John.
Thanks, John.
Great to be here.
Boy, if this junior varsity match is any indication, we're in for a barn burner tonight, huh, Mike?
It's a great atmosphere. The junior varsity wrestlers got to compete in a packed house, in front of a packed house, and they certainly took it down to the last match. So it's a privilege for them to be involved in an atmosphere like this.
Boy, you're right, Mike. It is electric. I got here about 5:15, and the gym was already 2/3 of the way full. Randy, I'm gonna give you the tough question here, okay?
All right.
Let's take you out of your shoes for a minute. You're Perry Meridian's coach. You come down here. It's a nearly packed house, a very hostile environment. What do you do to get your kids prepared for that?
Well, I think it's important that they try to get off to a good start. Starting at 126 pounds tonight. As Mike and I always told our kids, in any big meet, you got to maximize your wins and minimize your losses. So they're going to come in places where they may not be the favored wrestler. They're going to have to fight. That goes for both teams.
Well, Mike, Randy brings up a great point there. We're starting at 126 tonight. I know you've studied the lineups here. Do you think that has any effect one way or the other?
Well, I think both squads are good. Modern Day is definitely loaded. One of the toughest group of wrestlers Modern Day's put on the team before, actually, to date, all the way through 170. So they're pretty solid. Now, Perry's got a couple holes, I think, and it might be at the very end of the finals in the dual matches, last 2, where Modern Day's got some highly ranked kids, had great exposure and great history already behind them. So that might give a little bit of a, if the match is close at that point, I think Modern Day would have to be the favorite.
We sure have some great matchups tonight. Randy, one of the first big ones we're going to see tonight is 145, and that's number 1 Matt Lee versus number 4 Warren Kid from Perry Meridian. What do you think about that one?
Oh, I think that one alone will be worth the price of admission tonight. Really looking forward to that one. 2 really tough kids, tested kids, not only in the Indiana high school season, but also in summer wrestling as well. And Matt Lee is really seems to have stepped up his game this year. He looks really tough. It's going to take a good wrestler to beat him, but I understand Aiden Warren is that kind of guy, so I'm really looking forward to that one.
Yeah, he is. Mike, right after that at 152, we've got another huge matchup. Perry Meridian brings her kid that was runner-up in the state last year, Sammy Fair, against 7th-ranked Eli Dickens. What do you think about that one?
Well, just like Randy said about the match before, every match is going to be key, important. Perry's, as far as the lower levels tonight in JV, very aggressive, and we know we're going to see that again as far as their attack mode on their feet. Sammy Fair is very good. Dickens I think his strength is on his feet, so that could be a real competitive match, just like so many are going to be tonight.
Right, and that one's kind of unique. You got 2 guys that have jumped major weight classes from last year.
Yes.
Fair was state runner-up at 126 last year, and Dickens was 132 last year, so they both moved up.
So this is a pretty big match tonight. I'm going to throw it back to you guys. What's the biggest match the 2 of you ever coached in this building?
There were too many good ones to say. I'll tell you what, it's really nice to see this atmosphere in a crowd like this. It's like the good old days in a way that it's a privilege for Perry to be here in front of this crowd, and it's certainly a privilege for Modern Day to be in front of this crowd here at home. But we had some great ones, Lawrence North, Belmont, you name it. Back in the early days when Randy and I first got our start, the Bloomington schools were at the top of the state. There's just too many. Evansville Central, Mater Dei, one year, this place was packed to the gills, and it was a great, great match. So the atmosphere is always great here.
All right. So I guess we got a couple of more minutes here before we get started. I'd be remiss if I didn't recognize our broadcast partner here, Craig Akers. He drove 2 hours and 8 minutes to bring this match to you tonight from West Washington, so we appreciate that. So let's, before we wrap up here, so Randy, I talked to Jim Tante about this. You remember him, the former Perry Meridian coach now at Warren Central. And I asked him who was going to win the match. So he has it turned on 2 matches here. And if one of them goes one way, Mater Dei wins. If it goes the other way, Perry wins. What's your take on that?
Well, I think there are going to be a lot of those matches, but some through the middle, you know, are definitely those kind. Just like we spoke earlier, the Lee match at 145, Lee Warren match. That's going to be a big one. Actually, that string of 4 matches there, from 45 to 71. Is going to go a big way to determine who wins this.
I think the great thing about wrestling team dual meet is every wrestler counts, and everyone's got to do his job. So the weaker, maybe not the greatest athletes, they got a real say in who's going to win this meet tonight. So all of them are important.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to turn it over to you guys. I wish I had a video on Mike Gable because you see him. He's about ready to dance here. Mike, what's your prediction on the outcome tonight?
I'm not making a prediction. I'll tell you when it's all over, okay?
Thanks, fellas.
Thank you.
Thank you, John.
since 1972. Truly one of modern day's great wrestling families. This one here tonight's a good one. He's a second-year starter and a senior captain. 13th in the state. Blaine Mayer. At 135 pounds for the Falcon. This sophomore is a state qualifier and currently ranks 4th in the state with a 10-0 record. Aiden Warren. And from Monterey, this junior's a 3-year starter, 2-time SIAC champion, 2-time sectional champion, 2-time regional champion, and 2-time state placer. He entered the building tonight with a 14-0 record. 13 wins have come by pin or technical fall. He's ranked number 1 in Indiana. Matthew Lee. At 152 pounds for the Falcon, the senior 2018 state runner-up. He's 9-2, semi-fair. For the Wildcats, this junior is a 3-year starter, 2-time conference champion, 2-time sectional champion, 2-time regional champion, and 2-time state qualifier. 14-2 on the season, ranked 8th. Eli Dickens. From Perry at 160 pounds, this junior comes to the building with a 10-1 record. Noah Baker. Representing the red and gold, he is a multi-time ISWA state champion. Guess what? He's a freshman and he's ranked 7th in the state of Indiana at 160 pounds. Gabe Sellers. At 170 pounds for Perry Meridian, this senior was the 7th place finisher in state last year. He's currently to Brooks Davis. From Monterey, this junior is a 3-year starter, 2-time sectional champion, and 2-time semi-state qualifier. On this campaign, he has produced 16 wins against only 1 setback. He entered this contest rated 7th in the state. McCartney Parkinson. At 182 pounds for the Perry Meridian Falcons, the senior. Terry Aiken. And this junior is a first-year starter and just cracked the rankings. Dex Leonard. At 195 pounds for the Falcons, he's an 8-2 junior, Tyler Goodall. And from Monterey, you see him tackle and punt on the football field. Now you see him in the starting lineup. He's a 195-pound junior, John McBroom. At 220 pounds for the Falcons, he's a returning semi-state qualifier and is currently ranked 16th, Austin Lane. Over red and gold, we have another one. He's a freshman and he's a 220-pounder, Joe Crow. At 285 pounds for the Falcons, he's the 2017 Marion County runner-up, Jones. At the big man for the Wildcats, he's leading the team. He's the senior and a first-year starter, Matt Woodruff. Let's go to the lineup for the Falcons. He's a sophomore and was the 2018 state runner-up, Alex Putty. This sophomore is a first-year starter, multi-time ISWA state champion, and enters this contest 15 wins and 1 loss. He's ranked 7th in the state. Alec Freeman. And 113 pounds for the Falcons. Last year, this sophomore, the Marion freshman champ, Drew Haggerty. And for the Wildcats, he's a second-year starter, returning SIAC champion, sectional champion, regional champion, and state qualifier. On this campaign, he is a perfect 14-0, 11 of those wins producing bonus points. He's a sophomore and is ranked 4th in the state. Paul Ross. For Perry Meridian, 102 pounds, the senior boasts a record of 12 wins, only 3 setbacks. Manny Venegas. From Monterey, he's a second-year starter, returning as IEC champion, sectional champion, regional champion, and third-place state finisher. He sports an unblemished record of 14 wins and 0 losses. 12 of those wins have come by pin or technical foul. He's a sophomore ranked second in the state. Blake Bowman. Performance and coach.
Okay, I think we're back, Coach.
Well, Randy, this is certainly exciting. They put new lights in. We didn't have that when we coached here, but it adds to the atmosphere, that's for sure.
Right.
And I have to thank, before we get started, Craig Akers and IndianaMat for coming all this way and putting this thing on live stream. It's a great match, and these young men are really privileged to be part of this. Also, Travis Cross is our referee tonight, does an exceptional job in this half of the state, and he's a fair and qualified referee.
Yeah, looking up checking out Travis's history here a little bit. This is his 12th year officiating, and he's refereed all the way up to the team state final. So we have a good referee here for us tonight.
Okay, it's now Egley with a quick fireman's carry for a takedown, gets 2 points against Anthony Cotter. And we're starting at 126, and for those who don't know, that's determined by a toss of the coin, or they pull it out of the hat, which weight class will start. And that could have some implications as far as how this match goes, the meet.
Right. You never know. Team can get a little momentum going, wrestle through their strengths, and sometimes have a big effect on the effort you get out of your wrestlers.
Both schools have extremely strong tradition and history in wrestling. Perry Meridian has picked up 3 IHSAA state championships. Mater Dei, of course, has picked up 12, and both have met numerous times. I think the overall record, Mater Dei versus Perry, is 5-3, and most of those times have come at either the coaches' state tournament or in the old IHSAA dual tournament. They have never met before tonight in the regular season in a dual meet.
They've got escape here. Cotter's on his feet. Going to field each out a little bit.
Nice shot blocked with a front headlock, and a nice head whip by Egley to get another takedown, 2 points with 23 seconds left in the first period. Egley's been to state 2 times already, so he's got great experience under his belt. He's ranked 7th in the state. Cotter is 10-2 on the season.
So 4-1 after the first period here. Egley leads. Egley takes down. So Pod's stand-up attempt there.
Cotter's looking for possibly a cradle situation. Egley's flat to the mat. Cotter's controlling the upper body, doing a great job of keeping pressure on Egley to keep him pinned to the mat. There's not a lot you can do from that position where Egley is. And Cotter is pretty content riding him right here, trying to wear him down.
Egley's got to limp that leg out and get his hips out of there so he can get something going.
He hipped in.
No time to relax out there.
Never. 5-1 score. And Egley has scored both takedowns so far. We'll see if he can come up with another one, and he does.
Outside fireman.
He made that one look easy, Coach. Now Egley's going for the cradle. This is an important match, and I think coming into this match, Egley would have to be considered a favorite. Wouldn't you agree, Coach?
Yeah, I would think so with his experience. Yes, although Cotter has a 10-2 record, so he's been successful as well.
Going into last weekend, Mater Dei was ranked number 4 and Perry was ranked number 2. But based on the results of last weekend, Perry took 3rd in the Marion County tournament, and Mater Dei won the Raptor Gold tournament in Michigan, and they finished ahead of Brownsburg, Indiana, another state powerhouse. So the rankings flipped a little bit this week.
Got a stall call on Cotter. He's not making an attempt to improve on bottom.
And Egley's quite content to be right where he is and ride him out.
So 7-1 after 2 periods. Going into the final period, it's going to be Egley's choice. Well, I apologize. It was Cotter's choice, and he chooses down.
Apology accepted. Now Egley's he might cut him, I don't know. That would make it 7-2. He's going to try to get a major or win by 8 points so he can score another bonus team point.
Yeah, he pretty much does. It gives the free release there and go back to it on their feet. The idea there is try to trade 1 point for 2.
Cotter's now backing off. There he comes in. Nice high crotch.
Got to get that arm around the waist.
Cotter's doing a nice job of scrambling, but Egley's got it. He's got the legs tied up. Now it's a 9-2 lead with the minute 30 left. You'll see Egley probably cut him again and give an escape point.
Yeah, the coaches were calling for that release there, so once again trying to trade 1 for 2. 9-3 with a minute 20 left.
And I think you'll see Egley on the aggressive side again. He's got on the leg, nice job, set through.
He's got a Turk, got a possible step through Turk here.
The Turk means he's got the lower leg hooked. He's going to try to get back points. He's got them. He's got at least 2, possibly 3 coming up. I'd say 3. So the score is 11-3, and it's going to be 14-3 if Cotter can fight out of it. He does.
Still got the leg.
Yeah, that was an early maybe award by referee Cross, but he cannot score again on his same pinning combination. At least normally you can't.
And then maybe he can.
Well,
I guess he figured he came out of danger even though he still had the lower leg.
well, is it any different here? I don't know. I think once you got now, perhaps if Cotter goes to his base, he's still got the leg tied up. It's 17-3, and he's got 20 seconds to turn him again.
Did cap his shoulder.
Okay, this is going to be a tech fall by 15 points. That's a great start for Mater Dei, and here comes Coach Shetley. I think he knows the rules too. He's going to question if Egley ever gave the leg free and it should have been back points or near fall points 2 more times in the same, what some people would consider the same pinning combination. I think if I were in Coach Shetley's shoes, I'd be over here talking to the referee too.
You'd be having a very nice, polite conversation.
Yes, Mr. Referee, sir. But there's no change. Team score is 5-0 Mater Dei.
And continuing in that trend for Mater Dei, we got another Egley coming up here.
Clay is a senior, and he's also made it to state 2 times, and he's wrestling. We'll find out for sure.
I believe it's Caballero.
Okay, sometimes in these matches, there's a little bit of jiggling going on, so we don't know for sure who, until they step on a mat, who will wrestle. So this is
Ridge Caballero. Oh, nice single leg. Attempted a cradle off of that, but Caballero did a nice job fighting out of it.
Perry weighed in 2 wrestlers at 132, and they could jockey around a little bit and try to put the wrestler they think had a better chance to win in each of the 2 weight classes. So we see the results of that. I think they're going to pretty well stay with their lineups tonight, though. This is still December, and they've got Team State coming up as far as the Indiana High School Coaches Association team duels in about a week. And then, of course, we're getting ready to hunt for the state tournament itself, the individual tournament. So a lot of wrestling left for both teams, regardless of what happens tonight.
Egley looks like he's going to give him the free release now. He's going to cut him with a minute left. Straight on double attack.
Attempted headlock.
Oh.
Out of bounds is the call. Knees went down. Must have hit the line there.
He was going for the big move.
Egley went for the headlock and nearly had it on the edge of the mat. I do think in these first two matches, the Egley brothers have really been aggressive on their feet.
Really nice arm drag to a single there for scoring the takedown.
Now he's got a near side arm bar. He's rolling the arm under. He'd like to try to pull it back and pull it behind the back and run what is called a hammerlock half. Or switch off and perhaps run a cradle.
Got 15 seconds left in the period, so he's more than likely just going to maintain his advantage until the time runs out.
And I think Cavallero will probably go along with that.
Okay, so after one period, the score is 4-1 in favor of Clay Egley. And Mr. Cavallero chooses the down position to start second period. Egley riding on the right side with the ankle hook, trying to...
He's going to cut him right now, I'd say.
Yeah.
There comes an escape for Cavallero, and now Egley's on the hunt again.
Nice double leg, drive through it. That was pretty much textbook.
Yes, it's basically a blast double. Now, Egley doesn't need to put on any kind of show here, except for his wrestling ability. And Egley gives Cavallero an escape off the neutral position, so Cavallero gets 1 point. Egley's getting a lot of confidence as this match goes on.
Right. That was just a really nice snap down, spin behind, go behind.
I think we'll see another neutral position, or he'll cut him for an escape.
Go optional start here.
1 point for Cavallero. We got a point unsportsmanlike against Egley for the push there. Now that was pretty common in wrestling, I'd say.
Yeah. I think maybe that was
a payback from earlier. Yeah.
Went back to the earlier when
I agree.
When Egley got up and kind of shoved it.
And Travis Cross, the referee, probably did a good thing here because he's going to calm Egley down, and he's just got to wrestle and not worry about the extracurriculars. And Cavallero is good enough to make something happen if he gets into a bad situation, or if he starts thinking about other things other than technique.
Right.
Cavallero wrestled in the Marion County tournament, I suspect, but he did not place.
Egley working off 2-on-1, goes to a single leg off of it. Nice
job. Good mat awareness. He pulled him back in and scored his points. This is going to be another major coming up, I do believe. With 43 seconds left in the second period, I'd say Egley's going to cut him again, unless he can wrap up a quick pinning combination. Scores 10-5 right now. Here comes a cut. 10-6. Shot by Cavallero is blocked easily by Egley. But Cavallero's not stopping. He's continuing to move. So Egley's got to keep his technique. Nice arm drag.
Caballero's got to try to hold on here 20 seconds and not give up another takedown. That'd be a win for him.
2-on-1 by Egley, and Caballero's trying to block out. He's got some success at doing so. They're circling the mat. There comes a warning, penalty.
All right, so after 2, the score is 11-6 for Clay Egley.
And we're going back into neutral. Position. If Egley, I think, from his feet would love to score like a fireman like he had earlier or something like that, straight into a pinning combination. And I'm sure that's what
here.
Coach
Circle
Schaefer's
down, nice
idea.
behind.
Coach Schaefer is hoping for that.
He's going to give him the free release again. Oh, nice
double leg takedown to his back. Now he's got the leg tied up. He could run a Turk like his brother did in the match before. But they're to the edge of the mat, so it's going to be difficult. It's 15-7. It is right now an 8-point difference, so it's a major decision. Bonus point for Mater Dei. 3 points for a regular decision, 4 point for a major, 5 point for 15 or more point victory. That's a technical fall. And, of course, a pin is 6 points. Coach Schaefer is discussing now. I think he's considering going neutral. He does. Nice shot. Good block by Cavallero. He's got the underhook on the outside. He's in good position right here to try a move and not be too concerned about making a mistake because he would be in bounds. I like the way wrestling is changing, Randy. It's evolving into more wrestling out of the bounds line whenever the movement starts inside.
Right. One thing that's changed in the last few years, I'm not sure exactly when, was now you can actually pin your opponent when he's totally out of bounds if you're still in bounds.
Nice single. Another penalty point against Cavallero for stalling, and a takedown for Egley. Now he's got a commanding 18-8 lead.
20 seconds left.
I think he'll be content now to ride it out. So it'll be a 4-point victory for Mater Dei, and they're jumping out to a 9-0 lead. Coach Shatley and Perry Meridian, you got to give them credit for taking this trip down on Christmas vacation on a Friday night to Evansville. It's a long drive, but man, look at the crowd here and the atmosphere.
That could be a real treat for all these kids to be able to wrestle in a packed gym like this. Hear the crowd roar.
And you know that pays dividends down the road as well. Both teams individuals get accustomed to wrestling in high pressure situations, and that is certainly the situation tonight.
Here we've got at 138 pounds, we've got Blaine Mayer for Evansville Mater Dei, and for Perry Meridian we have Gabe Smith, who's a 2-time semi-state qualifier, a senior who's ranked 12th.
Blaine comes from a long line of Mater Dei wrestlers. His dad was a varsity wrestler, and the Mayer name is locked into the history of Mater Dei without a doubt.
Right. Not only his dad, but he had 2 uncles as well. 3 uncles.
Yes. Some of the best wrestlers in Mater Dei history.
Yes.
Well, Smith finished last week in the Marion County tournament, 3rd place. And that's a loaded tournament. The teams like Warren.
Right, they don't give out championships there.
No.
For free.
Warren, Roncalli.
Headlock attempt.
I don't know quite a counter, but it certainly reacted well and kept its positioning. Let's say Smith is in the same position, going to look for something similar.
Right, I've seen that in the JV
Here
match.
comes a
fireman's
nice fireman's carry, but they're at the edge. I don't think he's going to score it.
No. Began to say that I saw in the JV match It looks like the Perry team likes to throw a little bit. They'll throw those headlocks, and there were a number of attempts in the JV meet previous.
What was the result last year, Coach? Mater Dei versus Perry in the Indiana Coaches Association Team State Duels?
In the Team State Duels last year, I believe the Perry Meridian won that one 34-25, I believe was the final score there. I believe it was a 9-point deficit.
Okay, we got 0-0 after one period. And Mayer correctly, or a good decision, chooses down in case it would happen to be tied at the end of regulation. He'd have a little bit of an option if it went even further, deeper into the overtimes. A lot of these wrestlers competed against each other last year in Team State Duels, so I'd have to say this atmosphere is at least as good as the atmosphere of Team State because of the time period, because of the distance that teams have to come, and it doesn't get much better than this for a dual meet.
Blaine Mayer's on the board first. Did a nice little sit out, hip heist, came to his feet. Scored the escape.
Smith has got the overhook near side, and I think he's going to be looking for that fireman's again. He's tied up the near wrist. Look for a throw here.
Also be looking for that headlock too.
He's got both arms underneath tied up. He could run a throw right here, and Blaine better be ready. Now he drops on a single, did a good job. Breaks Smith's lock, looking for an ankle pick. Nice job. 1-0 with 1 minute left in the second period. I think things will be tightening up a little bit as far as the individual matchups at this point.
Right.
Attempted snap down. One headlock to try to head whip. Blaine did a nice job of reacting, responding, and shot in, tried to get the leg. Now he's got the overhook and wrist tie again, does Smith. And I think he's going to try to get Blaine to move. Oh, nice move. That's a good move there, but I think the referee is correct. Both supporting points of Smith were out of bounds, and one of Blaine's were out of bounds, so no points scored. Now Smith is down deep in a single, trying to come out the back door.
Mayer draping over in about 10 seconds left. He's just going to try to hang on for a stalemate here.
7 seconds left. Coach Schaefer's yelling, hang on, and Coach Shetley say, get that arm around the waist and score your two. And it ends up no score. 1-0 going into the third.
Well, the score's not really a good indicator of the action. They've actually been after each other pretty well.
I agree. There's been a lot of activity, just not many points.
Nice stand up by
Brought him right. Nice counter by Blaine. There's been a lot. There's been a flurry of action. That means these two are pretty equally or evenly matched. That's a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
He's working on the wrist. Smith is to try to get his hips free. And Blaine's doing a nice job. Ran a near side Nelson.
He's a little high. He's in trouble.
Oh, Smith's got at least one here, maybe two.
He's got the two.
2-point reversal.
And now Smith takes the lead with a minute 20 left in the third period.
And Smith was able to ride Blaine not very long the first time they were in this situation with Smith on top. He's got the near leg in. He's riding the legs well. Now he's just going to arch in, try to break Blaine Mayer to his stomach. Blaine's going to try to somehow get those legs out. We might see a stalemate called here, which means there's not going to be any possible activity as far as scoring.
Instead, we've got a potentially dangerous. He had that shoulder a little bit torqued out of there. So, Mr. Cross called it potential dangerous.
It's a good call. Don't want anyone to get injured at this point.
Mayer looking in, turned into a near side
near
cradle.
side cradle. He's got it locked up. He might get back points here. He's got one count. There, he's got it.
Looks like he's got two.
He's got two near falls, so this is a commanding lead now. Blaine just kind of got stuck close, head to the knee, and Smith took advantage. He's still got the near side cradle locked up, so he can put him to his back again, possibly get 3-point. Now he's got a 2-point lead. Mayer's out. Now it's 4-2. Now we're going to see some activity. 12 seconds left. And you're going to see Smith, I would think, try to circle and block.
It's one of those run for us, run.
Nice shot by Mayer, but he's blocked. He's got to get in deeper. Here comes an attempted throw coming up, I'd say. Nice inside trip. Oh, at the buzzer. That would have done it. Nice move by Mayer. Nice win by Smith.
4-2 the final there. Actually 5-2. That was a key win for Perry. And here's one of the marquee matches of the night coming up, Coach.
Matthew Lee is really, really wrestling well right now, of course, with that family history line in front of him. He's starting to make his own noise at this point. He finished 7th in the state 2 times already, and he's a junior. He's undefeated this year. He won the Grappler Gold in Michigan last week, and he's got his hands full tonight, too, with Mr. Warren, who won the Marion County tournament last week. Nice snap down.
Well defended by Warren, though. Good reactions.
Spun, and Warren came right back to his feet.
Warren is an athlete. I understand he's also a really good football player.
Yes.
Maybe he was all conference.
Warren is ranked 4th in the state. He's undefeated. Lee's ranked number 1 in the state. He's undefeated. What a good place for those two to meet for the first time, right here at Mater Dei, in front of a packed house. I'd say that crowds don't affect two wrestlers of this caliber.
Stalemate called by Mr. Cross.
Still 0-0 with nearly 30 seconds left in the first period. Now, of course,
both banging on the head, trying to create an angle, take their opponent out of their stance and create an opportunity to score.
Trying to get the other wrestler to react and create an opening, a window, and then here comes an attempt to score a takedown. But it doesn't look like anything's going to happen at this period, but it could with these two great wrestlers.
Single leg attempt by Lee. Less than 10 seconds now. And a lot of times this work they're doing on their feet there, the banging of the heads, that's all meant to set things up for later in the match. They're kind of laying the foundation.
I don't know if it's called feeling each other out or not, but it is to an extent. But I think they're trying to create a strategy as well. Warren had the choice, and he took the defensive or down position, and Lee was just cautioned for an illegal starting position. We'll see how long Warren stays down. He's going to get to his feet right away. He's away, 1 point. He got that one in about 8 seconds, so nice shot.
Single leg here. Got a finish, though.
Warren's
got a nice whizzer.
He's got a real nice whizzer. He's trying to trip him down. They're out of bounds. Oh, man. Two good wrestlers went at it right there, Coach. A lesser wrestler, Lee would have had a takedown pretty easily. Warren did a great job of fighting through that. Now Aiden qualified last year as a freshman. He's in for a double. Nice sprawl by.
And that's another one, just like you said, Coach, a lesser wrestler would be down 2 takedowns. Nice spin there.
Lee didn't have much of that, but it was a good move by Warren.
That's one of those, if it works, it's one for the highlight reel.
Yes. And I'm sure it's worked for Aiden Warren before. Matt handled it well. You know, Matt travels off season like a lot of both of these teams wrestlers do, and a lot of the highly qualified wrestlers throughout the state. He wrestles. He'll travel to Columbus to work with Miran Karchalova. He'll travel to other camps. He works right here with Myra Coughlin, and I'm sure Warren does the same. Wish we knew more about the Perry wrestlers, but this is our first look at them.
And not only another single leg here.
There's two. Nice movement, nice takedown.
Nice change of directions. You know, he went to the outside and he felt his opponent squaring up, so he went back the other way to finish the deal. Coach, as far as Matt Lee goes, not only does he go to Karchalova and Myra Coughlin and all that, but all he has to do is go home when his brothers are on break, and he's got 2 of the best wrestlers in the nation, Nick and Joe Lee, to both Penn State wrestlers to help him work on his game.
Yeah, there's not many families can say they've got that type of talent sitting around the living room. I don't think they sit around much.
Probably throw each other around the living room.
Okay, we're good. Lee has chosen neutral. So it's 2-1. Lee got the only takedown of the match. Warren got an escape at the beginning of the second period. Now Warren's going to have to step up his attack mode.
He's just been Warren for stalling. Nice snap down here. Lee looking to turn.
Nice takedown.
Secured the hip.
Warren looks like he's getting a bit tired. And one thing about Matthew and really his brothers and a lot of people out here is they've got pretty full gas tanks when it comes third period. Say Lee looks like he's gaining a little bit of confidence in this match too. Score is 4-2. I'd say this is probably the marquee match of this entire meet. Another takedown by Lee.
That time he faked a single leg attempt, got Warren reacting to it, and then he just snapped him down and spun behind. That was textbook.
Warren leaned and Matt helped him out with the lean. 6-2, 40 seconds left.
Let's see what Matt's going to looks.
Pass the wrist behind. He's going to try to get up and get 1 point at least. There's a 2-point reversal. 6-4. Warren cuts Lee. 7-4. 12 seconds left. We'll see Warren attempt something, I do believe. But I think Matt's going to be ready. Nice shot inside. Nice takedown. Wow.
Probably an ill-advised shot there. But nonetheless, he comes out with a victory, 7-6.
7-6. That was a great match.
Yep.
Warren didn't stop wrestling. He seemed like he got a little bit tired, but he got a second burst of energy, and he came back wrestling well. But Matt, I don't know. I think Matt shooting like that right at the end was probably a good thing. If you're going to counter and you get a single leg, you could probably stalemate things through the final buzzer, but Warren did a great job of countering and throwing him by. Now we got another one of the marquee matchups.
Right. Sam Fair for Perry Meridian, state runner-up last year at 126 pounds. So he knows his way around the mat.
As does Dickens. Nice Move by Dickens, going for a takedown too. He got it. And now Dickens will cut. Dickens is very good on his feet.
And it takes a lot of confidence to give points away to a defending state runner-up.
Yes, it does. Dickens has been up there a couple times to state, as has Fair, but Fair has advanced all the way to the state finals.
He's working off of 2-on-1 now.
Like you mentioned earlier, Fair has bumped up from 126 pounds a year ago, so he's grown. Mother Nature took its course.
He looks a long way from 126 pounds right now.
And so does Dickens right now, and he wrestled 132, so they both grown.
Back to that 2-on-1 for Fair. Dickens looking to neutralize that and look for some offense of his own.
Well, Sammy Fair took second place in last week's Marion County tournament to Bryce Coleman from Warren Central. And Warren Central is currently ranked number 1 in the state. So
nice swing single.
Out. Finished with an outside fireman's almost. And he rolled through. Fair did a nice rolling through, and Dickens followed right with him.
That showed some good perseverance by Dickens, because it looked like Fair was gonna come out of that.
We got 9 seconds left, and there's not much movement right now. I'm sure Fair's going to probably save it for a second period, and we'll probably see a neutral situation coming here. Okay, Fair defers. He had the choice. Okay, I take it back.
Yeah.
He
initially did, but he changed his mind and took down.
So Fair is going down. He's behind in the match 4-1. And when Dickens scored the first takedown earlier, he cut Fair to give up the escape point. Now here comes another escape point for Sammy Fair, 4-2. What's interesting with Dickens, he's done a nice job of following through. Both of his takedowns came almost on secondary or reactionary moves that he followed up from his initial move when Fair countered.
Right. Attempted knee block for Dickens, and Fair was thinking about throwing that headlock out of it. Oh.
Nice shot.
Shot on the whistle.
Now he's got inside leg. Nice job of sprawling by Dickens.
Nice job.
Uh-oh. Fair's down. I don't know. Looks like that might be his lower back. Here come the trainers to take a look. He looks like, I don't know if he has had a prior injury or not, but it seems like he's having trouble, period, with his posture, standing up. I think lower back spasm or something. But he's going on. I think he's in a bit of pain right now, but the team score is 12-3 Mater Dei at this point. Fair's got the 2-on-1. There's not much Dickens can do there except try to get his arm free. He did so.
Circle out of that, try to get a better position.
He did a good job. It's a good counter. Dickens seems like he's gaining some energy, and that's at the expense of Sammy Fair at this point. But we saw in the last match, it looked that way with Lee, and that ended up being a one-pointer with a flurry. There comes a warning and a penalty point against Fair, so the score becomes 5-2.
Yeah, when you're going straight backwards out of bounds. Oh, nice shot attempt. Well countered. Dickens secures the takedown.
Of course, Coach wouldn't tell us anything from Fair's standpoint, but Dickens is wrestling really well and really aggressively, and Fair seems to be not himself, I'll put it that way. You never know when a wrestler comes in what nagging injuries or ailments they may have. Right now he's just trying to maintain a base on the bottom. Here comes another penalty point against him.
I'm not sure you can see his face at home, but there's some definite pain there for the Paramedian wrestler.
He's having trouble even building up to a base to get set for the third period. He's hurting. But, you know, you got to wrestle the match.
Right. Dickens got to watch because Fair has shown a couple times where he can throw. He looks for him.
He's got the 2-on-1 now. Dickens has a underhook near side. You're right. I think Fair is going to look for a big move where he can get takedown and some possible back points and possible pin situation. He looks like he's waiting to set up the big throw. And if his back is hurting like it appears to be, I don't think he's going to be shooting in much either. You got to credit Dickens for wrestling a good match. Nice attempt to get a double leg.
Coming in straight here.
He's got his arms crossed, which he could step across.
Throw out of here, yeah.
And throw Dickens. Dickens got to be careful in this situation. Fair is looking for it. You know he can wrestle upper body. He's still got the arms.
Balance that way.
He's inviting Dickens to step into it. Score is 8-2. 50 seconds left.
Modern day coaches trying to relay some strategy here. They'd like to see him get another takedown here.
That would make it 10-2. But he's got to be careful if he tries. There he's got the single. Fair's got a whizzer to the near side. Now to their back. Or out of bounds, rather. Now Fair's got to be careful. If he gets hit for stalling again, that's a 2-point penalty situation. That would give Dickens the major decision.
Got 30 seconds now.
Nice shot by Dickens. There it is. He caught him for stalling. So it makes it a major decision, 10-2. There he went for the headlock. He knew the score, so he went for broke on that one.
Yeah.
12-2.
You got to do it. I mean, that was the right thing to do. So a big win for Modern Day.
Certainly is. 16-3. Going into the 160-pound class. Big win for Eli Dickens from Modern Day. Two-time state placers faced off right here in that match.
Another one that this looks to be an interesting matchup here. Noah Baker, a junior for Prairie Meridian with a 10-1 record. So once again, he's seen a lot of success this year against Gabe Sollers, the Modern Day freshman.
His one loss was last weekend in the finals of the Marion County tournament, once again to a Warren Central wrestler, Aaron Taylor, so nothing to be ashamed of there.
Warren Central's really solid.
And Sollers, being a freshman, he doesn't wrestle like a freshman, we'll put it that way. He's very physical, very mature for a freshman. And he's got a lot of wrestling experience.
Single leg attempt by Baker. Sollers did a good job squaring his hips up, but he's got to keep Baker's head down.
That cross face, it looks like if he can hook that leg, he can get behind him now, get underneath that near arm.
got to keep stepping, big steps.
He's got to get that arm around from his left leg. There, he's got it. 2-point takedown.
Baker did a nice job fighting that off for a while. He didn't give it up easily. Sollers did a nice job being persistent, staying after it. Sollers put the leg in.
I think it is interesting, Randy, that last year these two teams wrestled in a dual meet in the Coaches Association state duels, and both have a good number of wrestlers back from those from teams from last year, but I don't think there are any repeat matchups.
No, I think you're correct. We did take a look at that, and Sollers potentially dangerous there. He had that shoulder torqued pretty good, so probably the proper call by referee Cross.
He's a freshman. This young man's got a tremendous future ahead.
Yeah.
Two-0. Sollers will take neutral. He gets a choice after Perry deferred. He doesn't act like a freshman at this upper weight class, really.
Right, it's not unusual to see freshmen in the lineup in the lower weights, but once you get into the upper mid-weights, they're a little bit rarer, especially successful ones.
Yes. Now, Sollers recovered from a broken, I think, hand early in the season.
Nice head outside single.
Going to try to dump him. Sollers does a good job of sprawling.
Nice
Hips back. He's got the cross face. It's going to be, looks like it might be a repeat of the first takedown. He's got the ankle hook. He's got cross face. There's 2-point takedown. Now Sollers going to try to throw a leg in again. He's trying to.
A little bit loose here. Not quite. He's got the far ankle. Up. Baker's caught his head, almost had him in danger there for a second. Sollers got to be careful hanging his head down there.
Here comes the leg. Now he's going to work a forced Nelson from the opposite side. Here it comes.
Try that hip over.
Here he's going to be turning. This is going to be, I think, going to be predicament or back points if it doesn't become potentially dangerous. Baker's doing everything he can to resist going to his back.
There's a potentially dangerous call. Got 12 seconds left in the second period here. If you're Sollers, you want to not give anything away here in that last 12 seconds. Maintain your margin.
Exactly, and Baker wants to try to get 1 point out of it to make it a little closer score. Sollers is in control of the match.
Okay.
Okay, if
Baker
he takes
selected top, so that means he's confident in his ability to turn people.
And maybe not so confident as far as getting a takedown or getting off the bottom.
Right.
Normally, a wrestler would choose probably the down position so he can score escape or a reversal. But I think you're going to see Baker try to ride the legs.
Pull him into the crab ride here.
And looks like Sollers has seen this type of situation before. Baker's way high.
Yeah.
Good job.
If he can just push the hip away and pop his head
Get
out.
to his feet right now and just, he must have had a full Nelson. I didn't see it.
They were turned away from us. I couldn't see it either, Coach.
There's a penalty against Baker, so it makes the score 5-0. He's got the crab ride. He's running a near Nelson. He's got the bar arm. And he's trying to slap the legs in, so that's obviously why Baker chose the top position, because he's a legger, I'll say.
Sollers needs to keep him sealed off and keep his hips down and away and try to get under. He's under that leg there. If he can get some separation, he might be able to pop his head out the back.
Baker's in a bit of a predicament right here as far as being so high, but he looks like he's got confidence. Been in this situation before. He didn't panic. And it's called a stalemate, so we'll start again. 1 minute left. Score is 5-0.
Sit out. Rotates up.
Nice move, a nice follow. A little bit of flurry of action here. Baker does have the leg in. That's what he wants. And Sollers is a bit of a legger himself, so normally if you can do one on the offense, you're pretty good at countering on the defensive side.
Baker's working on getting that arm, though. Stalemate called.
Stalemate called. We're back down. 36 seconds left. I don't know if Craig was able to get a picture of the crowd tonight or not. You did? Good job.
Back to the same position again.
He's really high.
That leg.
Sollers doesn't. He's doing it textbook. He's got his hips away. He's staying low, trying to keep the leg. If it does get in, it's way high, and it is.
Baker still trying to work that power half. If he could swim here a little bit, Sollers could actually get Baker in trouble, but it's kind of.
He's got this near shoulder trapped with the cross body, I guess, cross shoulder.
Another stalemate, and we're down to 4 seconds left in the match.
So this will make it 19-3, favor of Mater Dei. Big win for Gabe Sollers, freshman.
We got another good one coming up here.
McCartney's ranked 7th in the state, and Brooks is ranked 12th. Interesting. The Parkinson name is Prairie Meridian. Now that brings back a little bit of pain for Prairie Meridian, I think, because Mater Dei's first ever semi-state championship. McCartney's father, Jeff Parkinson, scored, I think, 3 one-point wins, or the last win was referee's decision in overtime that gave Mater Dei its first ever semi-state by 3 points over Prairie Meridian, and that was one Donnybrook.
Yeah. Nice single leg attempt.
Now with using his body well, he's got long legs, sprawling. That's a really difficult situation for the wrestler underneath, because you just get worn out when a guy like Parkinson sprawls on you. No points scored. Good wrestling by both wrestlers.
Davis is a pretty rangy guy too, though. He's got some legs to him. The one area where Davis has a one-up on Parkinson, he did place at the state meet last year. He was 7th place.
I'm sure Davis has improved quite a bit. I can guarantee you McCartney Parkinson is a much better wrestler at this point here than he was the entire season last year.
I would agree with that, Coach.
Thanks, Nick. Thanks for coming by.
Nice shot by Davis.
Leg attempt. Parkinson does a nice job fighting him out.
No, he's got the
potential throw situation here.
Actually, real quick,
Nice movement by both wrestlers. Parkinson's using his leverage and his length really well. In the past, sometimes he he doesn't realize, a lot of times wrestlers don't realize how strong they really are when they have the length like that. It's a different style, but it is a very effective style.
Does a nice job dropping his hip, getting his hips down. When those hips go down, those legs go back. It's a long journey to a takedown there for his opponent.
Parkinson gets choice. He chooses down, scores 0-0. Team scores 19-3. And he's up to his feet very quickly. See if Davis could get him back to the mat. He does for temporarily. Now he's got to try to take him down within, I don't know, I would say 5 seconds, but I was told by a referee, no, there's no set rule on that. But he's got to try to take him down to the mat and work for a fall, work for offensive.
He's got to escape here.
He's using his body leverage so much better this year. (1-0) Parkinson.
Oh, nice duck attempt.
Got close to a boot scoot, Coach.
Close. You don't see many guys Parkinson size doing duck unders. So.
It's a lot of leg to roll under your body like that. Staying in good position. Both wrestlers are playing the boundary real well. Shot by Baker, countered nicely by Parkinson.
Goes to a single leg.
He's got a single. Baker's got a whizzer. He's got the wrist tied. He doesn't have anything yet, but Parkinson is in real good position right now. Plants the hand, come up. Now we'll see some type of sweep. Nice job.
Oh, he had
nice scramble by Baker. No points. Now Baker's almost out. Now Parkinson got the leg in. He finally gets his 2-point takedown. Good flurry.
That was good wrestling by both wrestlers.
Sometimes a wrestler, when he feels like he's got to move and he's completed it, he's scored his points, that's when you can never let up, because his opponent's going to take right off and make his own move at that point. If you feel like you scored something, you never score until the referee says you have. 3-0 lead by Parkinson. Well, once again, IndianaMat does so much for Indiana wrestling as far as keeping people informed, all the matches, all the rankings, and they are so correct. As the season goes on, they keep people informed, and now they come down to Evansville Mater Dei to film this match, and they do the same thing all the way through the state tournament. We're just really fortunate.
I really appreciate that. And just like you said, it's a wealth of information there that you can keep track of wrestlers around the state, see what's going on.
Now Parkinson he's got such long limbs, legs and arms. He likes to run cradles, and he's gotten better with that. And that's what he's looking for right now. He's got the near leg hooked. Now we got a stalling call underneath on Baker or was that?
No,
it was on Parkinson. Green. Because I guess he had the ankle hooked and his hips were on tight. The rule basically is, if you're on top, you've got to get out to the side and work for a fall. And Parkinson's hanging back, but I think Parkinson was working for a cradle right there. And obviously he was wrestling cautiously.
I think Mr. Cross disagreed with you, Coach.
And he's got the whistle, and I'm sure he's correct. He's a very good referee.
You're kind of the same way. He's running the claw ride there.
And he is hanging back on the hips. If he comes out to the side, that might open the door for Baker to get out, and that's probably part of the reason the rule is that way. You can't hardly work for a pin when your hips are straight up on top.
We're down to 15 seconds here, so Baker's going to have to do something. He's going to have to gamble.
Yeah, he's not going to score many points with his head to Matt. Here comes the stalling again on Parkinson, but too little too late for Baker, I do believe. Now, if he could get
It opens the door. We've seen it happen.
Yeah, it's 3-1. Yeah, we've been around quite a few of those
Never
matches.
say never, Coach. Parson, nice job getting his head down, going that deep waist. He's going to be able to ride him out now.
3-1 final.
That's a big win. That's a nice win for Parkinson against a quality opponent.
Yes. Now is where things will really get interesting because there's some unknowns about the quality of all the wrestlers. They're all going to be good, but they haven't faced each other, and many of them are pretty new to the varsity lineup.
Dax Lannert from Mater Dei. This is his first year on the varsity. So.
And he's wrestling Jared Clayton, a senior from Perry Meridian, who's 7-2. Dax did not make the trip to Michigan last weekend, so he didn't get that valuable experience. But Dax is quite a football player. He's all-conference first team, and he's made the junior all-state first team.
Now I've already seen you've seen that the Perry wrestler here has a propensity to throw, and
Nice move, nice job. Just kept contact, kept pressure on, and scored a takedown.
That's one of the things I learned on IndianaMat this week. One of the Perry fans was expressing confidence in their wrestler and said that he's a big move wrestler, so you can expect him to be looking for headlocks and throws.
Nice hip back. That was a good move.
Near side cradle.
Okay.
Well defended by Lannert. He's up and out. Good hustle.
Clayton scored a 2-point reversal, and Lannert follows with a 1-point escape. Clayton finished 5th place last week in the Marion County tournament. As I mentioned, Lannert was not able to make the trip. He had an injury that he had to have repaired. Upper body all the way here.
Right.
And he's built for throws and things with his. He looks very strong in the upper body, but Dax is really super quick.
He's got a pretty good motor, too.
Yes, he does. He's got to be careful stepping in like that straight up, walking into something. And I'm sure that's exactly what Clayton is hoping will happen.
25 seconds now.
Scores 3-2 Lannert, and for Mater Dei is ahead, and Mater Dei team scores 22-3. Nice job.
That was nice. Too bad he couldn't finish it in bounds. I think he kind of took his foot off the gas a little bit there and allowed the Perry wrestler to roll him out of it just because he knew he was not going to be able to secure the takedown.
I think Clayton looks pretty confident, pretty comfortable on his feet in the upper body situations. Clayton's now choosing down. Starts second period. So he's going to try to get an escape or a reversal. And Lannert will try to work for a pin or a pinning situation. He's grapevining leg. He might try a spladle here. He's got him set up for it. Clayton did a nice job of countering out of that. Here comes a 1-point escape. Now we got a 3-3 score. Well, Clayton's going to be continuing, wouldn't you think, Coach, to look for an upper body throw here?
I don't think there's any doubt about that. He hasn't shown any inclination to go anywhere else.
And Leonard's coach is Greg Schaefer. Been there. Nice job. Nice throw by. Down the leg. Out of bounds.
You got to give Clayton credit. Leonard has had him several times, and he doesn't give up.
Yes. At the end of the last period and just then.
A shrug, both wrestlers. Trying to create an angle.
Clayton's working on the head, collar ties. Leonard's driving straight in. That might open the door.
Be careful there.
Now,
backing out.
Yeah, he got warned. That's correct. That's a good call by the referee. In that situation, Clayton or any wrestler has to circle to make it appear, even if he's not going so aggressively, that he's not just backing out to stop the action. Now he's trying it the other way, and we got 1 for 1. Clayton drove Lanner straight back.
Yep, to your point, the exact point you were making. When your opponent's pressuring into you, you've got to try to cut him off and at least make the effort to stay in bounds. You can't just walk straight out of bounds. A shrug attempt. 15 seconds remain in the second period. All tied up.
Neither wrestler, there's almost a headlock.
Yeah,
now we're going to overhook for a throw. Hip toss. 2.9 seconds left. Scores 3-3. And do you think Dax Leonard will take that? Nice duck. And you said he wouldn't go under, Coach. That was pretty.
I was wrong.
Okay, will we cut him here?
I don't know. I don't know what the strengths are.
Well, we haven't seen Clayton on top yet, so let it
Try to
spiral.
suck him back. Leonard needs to get his head up, get his hips out.
Now he's running a near side half Nelson. Here's Leonard with his hips out, turned in, 1 point escape. Nice job. Now both wrestlers have been warned for stalling. That's going to be key right now.
Yeah.
Another duck.
Yeah, we've seen his secret weapon.
Now he's going to try to drive Leonard straight back, which he's doing. Nice job by Leonard countering to his center.
Leonard's going to have to get some kind of a leg attack going here. Or he's going to have to take charge of the action.
Leonard's had a little bit of a layoff, so he might be tired a little bit. Nice shot. There's the warning. There's a penalty. Dax back straight out. So referee Cross hit him for stalling. Now the score is 4-4. There's a minute 12 left.
Yeah,
nice job getting in on a single.
Now,
this is a good move by Leonard. Here comes a takedown now. Nice takedown. And here comes.
Reversal. Schedule. He's got the underhooks here. Look for a throw attempt.
Nice flurry there. Score 6-5. Escape by Clayton. Leonard did a great job of getting in and working slowly to the double, and it finished his move. Clayton tried to roll through it, but Leonard blocked it nicely and got his 2-point takedown. Now
dig deep. Watch out for that duck again, I would say.
He's going to try to drive him off. He's trying to get a penalty. Modern day coaches are saying drop down on the leg again to Leonard. Don't let him drive you out. And of course, Coach Shetley from Perry Meridian is saying keep driving, keep driving. Underhook, he's got the body lock. 29 seconds left. 6-5 score.
23 seconds.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see the blade. Here comes a drive. This is not.
There you go.
Oh, walked into a double. That was close. 15 seconds left.
That was in the middle of the mat. That would have been trouble for Leonard.
Here comes a drive again. We're going to see an attempted throw or something. Nice duck. He's got the single. Got the head. He's got to take down.
Yep.
Oh, my.
Take down and a near fall at the buzzer.
He got a near fall?
Yes.
Great flurry. Lanner could not hold him off. You've got to give Clayton great credit for setting up the tack, getting underneath, and finishing his double. Lanner gave great effort.
Yeah, and I spoke to about Leonard having a deep gas tank, but I think the layoff definitely had an effect on him because I've not seen that out of him.
There's John McGrew, another All-State football player, wrestling for Mater Dei at 195.
Pick that leg up and he'll have his opponent.
He's got a near side cradle. He's got 2-point near. If he can spin him back in, he's going to get some big points.
Yeah, ran out of mat.
This is Tyler Goodall, two juniors right now going at each other. Goodall is 8-2. Got a little blood time coming up. John McGrew took 5th at the Grappler Gold. Tyler Goodall took 5th in the Marion County tournament. So both wrestlers, and actually both of them are light for 195. I don't think either one of them come close to the weight class right now. Nice Granby roll. He's got a near head of Peterson. Nice counter by John.
He didn't secure anything though.
No, he didn't tie the lower body up. This is going to be at least an escape here. Now the NCAA, I think, is changing the rule now. This would be if they go out of bounds and escape, and it doesn't necessarily happen that way for high school. Yes, it is an escape. So now it's 2-1. Team score 22-6. I think Coach Shelley is asking for a takedown there. Would you think when he had him sitting on the mat?
That was his argument.
But Coach Shelley comes over, makes his point, and goes back. Didn't change referee Cross's mind, but he handles everything respectfully and, the way he should. Oh.
Whoa.
Oh, my. They were out of bounds. Look out, Mr. McGrew.
Yeah.
We got some blood coming again.
Another thrower here. Nice lateral drop there. He's got a little bit of a cut inside of his mouth here.
He'll survive that. We've seen a few of those in our time. So blood time, clean up, and now we're back at it. Scores 2-1. Goodall, Perry's upper body technique is very good.
Goodall does a nice job head faking and then changing levels, getting into the leg.
He's got a single high. John really doesn't have much. Nice job for the.
And McGrew is fortunate that they ran out of mat there because he was in trouble.
I don't know if Goodall's been varsity, but this is McGrew's first crack at it. And he's wrestling up.
Yeah, neither one of these guys were in the lineup last year when they wrestled.
Well, Goodall's doing a good job on top. Uh-oh. Walking around the head, the cross face, taking the hip, catching the elbow. Didn't score, but Goodall's definitely in control at this point. Scores 3-2, however. McGrew defers.
A little blood cleanup here.
You know, John, he's a gifted athlete. He's a three-sporter. All-state football player, as I mentioned. He dislocated his elbow in a tough situation about the fourth game of the year. He did get back in the final at the end of the season, and he overcame that. He's also a very good wrestler, and I think his favorite sport might be baseball.
Yeah, I've heard that about him. And that's the kind of athlete small schools like Mater Dei need. And they've had a history of. Got an escape here. 4-2 now. Another lateral drop and score.
He got two. He kept his feet in. So supporting points were in, even though John McGrew was out of bounds. It was a nice move, and it's a good thing they were out of bounds. Or he was to the edge of the mat.
Good thing for McGrew, not too good for Mr. Goodall.
Yeah, well, I guess I should be less biased, shouldn't I? Trying to be. Goodall looks really strong at this point. Now he's riding the hips as well. He's got underneath of the bar arm, trying to roll it under. Now he follows around. John's up to his feet. Now he takes him down, delivers him to the mat. I think the bark was worse than the bite on that return to the mat. Now if a wrestler does take his opponent down the mat and slams him where he can't continue, then that becomes a penalty.
Yeah, he does need to be careful because I don't believe that was a slam, but
it could. I've seen him called before like that.
Yeah.
When you take a wrestler off the mat, you got to return him back safely. Now,
McGrew took a shot there, but he was way too extended, and Goodall made him pay for it.
Goodall now has cut him twice. McGrew's coming underneath. Scores 8-4, 10-4.
And I think Mr. Goodall's starting to smell some blood in the water here.
I think so. And we'll probably see him cut him again. He's got, I think he has a little bit of advantage on his feet. And here comes an escape given to McGrew. Now scores 10-5. And here comes Goodall again. Nice power takedown. Well, I'd say,
pretty.
I wonder if Tyler Goodall plays football. That was a nice tackle. It was a high double. Now McGrew shoots in nicely. He's got to finish. He's got to keep moving. He can't. This is really a difficult position to be in because you get so tired. And Goodall doesn't really have to do much except drain the energy out of McGrew.
Stalemate called with 25 seconds left in period number 2. McGrew in on a single. See if he can.
Now if he can come out, raise him up, get his hips down and his head up, he might be able to come out back door. But
got to pick that up. But
now Goodall's trying to he's trying to circle back and hook the ankle. But as long as McGrew's got that leg, he's not going to score any points. Stalemate is called. Back to the feet. 10 seconds left in the period. Nice shot. Nice shot. John is getting tired. There's no doubt about that. And as you mentioned, I think Goodall's starting to smell the blood. The score is 14-6, so it's a major right now for Perry. And this could tighten up the team score.
They'll give him the free release again, so another instance where he's going to try to trade 1 for 2.
Now, if McGrew is a good enough athlete to make something happen, so Goodall has got to be careful and not get careless as well. But so far, this match belongs to Goodall from Perry Meridian. Jones underneath.
Attempt, well defended, just spun behind. Just
blocked behind the armpit and spun around. And there was no answer from McGrew. Now it's 16-7, 9-point lead with a minute 32 left. He can't turn McGrew. I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't cut him again.
Trying to dig that arm out, look for a...
Now we got a warning stalling on McGrew for not trying to get to a base, get back to his knees. Here comes a roll through. We got Gator roll, Coach.
Similar to a Gator, yes.
1 point escape for McGrew, 16-8. McGrew went in, but he was open, and Goodall just dropped down and caught him on a double.
Goodall did a better job of changing levels there. He had the better position. McGrew's
18-8. McGrew's back to his feet. No escape awarded yet.
And watch for Goodall to try that roll again. He needs to get him on his back.
I think Coach Shetley is asking him to do that right now.
Right.
And McGrew is going to fight not to give up anything. So no points are scored in that period of time. McGrew is still flat. Now he's got to get up. Goodall's going to try to pick up, maybe go for a Turk. Now he's going to cut him.
He's going to try that.
18. Did he give an escape?
I don't believe so.
Okay, McGrew's back down. No, he did give an escape.
Well,
so it's 18-9. Now McGrew could score take. Nope, not going to happen. So it makes it 20-9 with 7 seconds left.
Really impressive with the aggressiveness of Tyler Goodall.
He's going to cut him. So it's now 20-10.
Watch that roll.
Oh, that's what I was talking about earlier. McGrew's a good athlete, and he could have responded there. It's kind of a dangerous move at that point in time.
So a major decision. Well, it's Perry Meridian a little bit closer in the team score.
Was that not Goodall last match?
Well, we may. All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, I'm very sorry. We had that wrong. Fix this
wrestling.
next time, Craig. We didn't catch it. I'm sorry. That was we were calling Goodall all the way through.
So that was Austin Lane.
And
Lane has.
Our apologies to Austin Lane. He wrestled a great match last time, and he is a very gifted wrestler.
And the reason for our confusion is Mr. Lane has wrestled both weights this year. He's wrestled both 220 and 195. And on our little cheat sheet in front of us, we were looking at Tyler Goodall all the way. So this is Mr. Goodall right here.
And he's wrestling a freshman named Joe Crow, obviously in his first year wrestling varsity.
So again, our apologies to Mr. Lane, his family, and any listeners and viewers for the mistake on our part.
If there's a change in the lineup, let us know. We called the wrong guy, old man. I should.
Now the word I'm getting is this may not be Goodall as well.
Who's it?
This is Holiday.
Holiday.
Okay.
This is Alex Holiday. He's a sophomore wrestling 220 for Perry Meridian. Well, there is some shuffling in the lineup, and it happens.
Right.
I think both teams would rather come in and just go with their set lineup to see how they do. But, you do anything you can to score points, and Coach Shetley is trying to maximize his wins or get wins where he can. That explains a little bit more about the last match with Lane against,
right,
because he's ranked 16th state at 220, and he's had a lot of experience, so he came down to 195. I hope we haven't made any other mistakes. And
Do it again, Coach. We're going to dock your pay.
that's all right.
Mine too.
Yep. They're not going to get much out of that. Probably Greg's too. Okay, we're in the second period now with Kroll and Holiday. Holiday's to his feet, ready to get an escape. Team score is 22-10 at the moment. 1 point for Holiday.
So we got a freshman and a sophomore out here, two guys that are just at the beginning of their careers here.
And you know, I've always liked that about team duels and making this a team sport, because you got to rely upon your best, and then sometimes the athletes are not quite as qualified or as experienced.
Right, these guys.
Every wrestler counts.
Their teams depend on them.
Well, we were talking about the big matchups earlier, how important they were, but these are equally important.
Right, these kind, the unknowns that look to be toss-ups. Holiday trying to work that front headlock, extend modern day wrestler, but he did a nice job, keep coming in, trying to get his hips back under him.
Got to give both men credit and really kind of like this situation. We got two young wrestlers in a big time matchup like this, and they're going to be very important for their teams.
So took an ill-advised shot there, got extended, and Holiday made him pay for it.
Yeah, Holiday did a nice job blocking and spun around. Now Holiday's on top. Score is 3-0. Holiday's ahead. And Kroll's got to try to work to a base and get up and make something happen from the defensive side. And Holiday is looking like he's running a crossface, like he might be attempting a cradle here before long.
Kroll.
He's checking out the time on the clock.
Yeah.
So at the end of 2, it's 3-0. Alex Holiday leads Joe Kroll. Well, this meet is going to tighten up a bit now, and in a lot of ways, I think a lot of people expected it to get a little bit tighter in the upper weights. Both are relatively inexperienced, but it looks like Perry's got a bit more experience.
Right.
And credit Coach Shetley for good strategy tonight as far as moving his wrestlers around. Coach Schaefer has pretty much kept his lineup where he wanted it, where he said he was going to wrestle, and he told his wrestlers.
Got a near fall coming here. Potential fall.
They were going to come out as possible. Joe Kroll's on his back.
There's
It's
the
over.
fall.
That could have huge implications.
Right.
That came pretty quickly. Just basic half Nelson turned into his back. Now another interesting matchup. Joe Kroll is a freshman football player from Mater Dei, and here comes Matthew Woodruff, a senior, also a starter, team captain on football, but only his second year wrestling. And he's overcome to get here, torn ACL. Upper body already, nice trip, that's quick. This is Sam Jones. He took second at Warren, and that's a quick pin. And just like that, it was 22-6. The score is now 22-22. Wow. Sam Jones, good wrestler, good upper body, and you know, that's the type of body style it's hard for a guy like Woodruff to compete against. Low to the ground and upper body.
Alex Cotty now for Perry Meridian, 106 pounds, top-ranked wrestler in the state of Indiana. State runner-up last year at the same weight.
Cotty's been dominating all year, but Alex Freeman certainly has had a great year too. Cotty made it all the way to the state finals as a freshman, I believe, last year.
That's correct.
And he's ranked number 1. Alex Freeman wrestled behind Cole Ross at 106, so he got some varsity action, but not a whole lot. But he's been waiting in the wings, and now he has his opportunity. You can tell Cotty looks very poised and confident. He's in for a fireman's carry. Now it's the outside fireman's, and Freeman does a nice job of sprawling and countering. (22-22). Number 2 ranked Mater Dei, number 5 ranked Perry Meridian.
Freeman working on the 2-on-1 here. Oh, nice.
Nice pick.
Just couldn't quite finish it inbounds.
That was a beautiful job. You've got to give Freeman credit for going for it, but he did a nice cross ankle pick. Go ahead, the arm side. Out of bounds. Freeman is ranked 7th in the state. He's 15-1 on the season. Of course, Cotty is undefeated and ranked number 1 in the state. So we've got some pretty high caliber individual matchups here tonight.
Coach, I don't remember the name of the wrestler that Freeman lost to last week, but I believe he was a nationally ranked wrestler. And Alec gave him all he wanted.
Of course, Cotty won the Marion County tournament last weekend.
Second period now, Cotty's on bottom. Looking for an opening. Looking for a little bit of wrist control here. Freeman looking to get the cross wrist. He's got to make an attempt to take him down.
He's got to get him down quickly. He's going to get hit for stall, warned for stalling, and there it is. So Freeman's now being warned. Nice job. Here comes a headlock. Nice move by Cotty. They're on the line now. He's getting back points. And you can explain this, why we can score now when Freeman's shoulders are out of bounds.
Well, Cotty is still inbounds. As long as his supporting points are inbounds, he can get the near fall and the fall.
This is, I think, a great move that high school association has picked up, and it follows along the lines of the NCAA. Those guys wrestle. They might wrestle the bleachers sometimes. They get so far extended. Freeman's doing a nice job of blocking. He's in really dire straits.
Yeah, this is tough.
This is the hardest, I think, Randy, the hardest part of wrestling as far as fighting through off your back from a headlock. And Freeman did it. Good job for him. And good job for Cotty with the front headlock. Now Freeman lost last week to the champion by 2 points in the semifinals. And he came back and pulled 3rd place up in Chicago. Cotty's right on top. He's got the near arm bar underneath. He's riding. He's got the leg near side tied up. It's a good, comfortable ride, but he's sooner or later going to have to take those hips away from Freeman's hips because it's going to be hard to turn him at that point. Now he's working for a hook.
Freeman needs to get going here. He's got 10 seconds to make something happen.
Cotty's so good. Now he's got the legs in. This is exactly what he wanted. He had the bar arm near side, created a window, and stuck the right leg in. I don't know if I don't know if he called it escape or just called it a reversal. They're debating if it should be 6-0 or 5-0. If Cotty got an escape and then a takedown and then a 3-point near fall, or if he just got a reversal. Cotty's back on top. He got the leg in quickly. This is going to be very difficult for Freeman to come out of. 5-0 Cotty. We're in the third period. And, of course, Perry's hoping for bonus points out of this match, and Freeman's going to be tough to get bonus points against. He's a great wrestler. He's very confident, and he's got a big gas tank as well. Not much happening here. Freeman's trying to maintain a base, and Cotty's trying to work near arm, under, bar arm with the crossbody ride on the right side, or a short leg ride. As you see Freeman's legs in the air, he can't do much here. He can't get his leg down to get up, so it's overpowering, called a stalemate. That's a good call. Sometimes the referees will call that stalling on a bottom wrestler, but if you get overpowered like that and you get tied up, it becomes a stalemate. And this score is 22-22. If Cotty, the #1 ranked wrestler in the state, hangs on, Perry Meridian will take its first lead of the night.
And again, Perry wrestlers content to stay on the hips, and Freeman's trying to build a base, but without much success. He does get his hips up here.
And I think Cotty's trying to get the warning for stalling against Freeman if he's bellied down or laying on the mat. But it's hard to build a base when the guy's got you tied up like that. Now he's trying to build a base. He's getting his, there he kicked his leg free. Now if he's going to continue, here comes a 1-point escape. 8 seconds left, 5-1's the score. See if Freeman makes an attempt here. We got a penalty point against Cotty for unnecessary or extracurricular activity there. They're not going to stop wrestling here. Well, I don't think they'll be friend. Here comes a team point.
Yeah, he threw an elbow.
Yeah, this will be a team point here, I think, unless it's worse. Cotty, it's 25-22. Perry Meridian, and I don't know if he called a penalty point or a team point deducted.
I believe he's deducting the team point.
To get a penalty like that after the match is over, I don't think Freeman and Cotty are going to be writing love letters to each other anytime soon. This is Haggerty. And it was a team point deducted. One team point deducted. This is Haggerty for wrestling now for Perry Meridian against Cole Ross. Haggerty took third last week in the Marion County tournament. And Ross won the tournament in Michigan. And Ross made it to state last year as a freshman at 106. And Ross is a very good, strong wrestler.
Nice double leg there to pick up the first 2 points of the match, get on the scoreboard.
Look how tight Ross is riding. Now he cuts him. Ross is a big 113-pounder. Score is 24-22. Perry Meridian has the lead. First time of the night. Attempt by Ross. Nice job.
Well countered there. Nice job by Haggerty. Fight out of that.
And Ross nearly caught his ankle on the rebound.
Both really heavy on the head. They're working that head over, trying to get some position.
2-1 with 22 seconds left. Nice snap down by Ross. Spin around the opposite direction.
Got to finish the deal. He only got 4 seconds.
Does he get 2?
No.
Oh my. Good flurry there. Mater Dei coaches are going to ask for an explanation. They feel like Ross got a takedown, and Haggerty held on.
Looked like Ross was able to secure that, hook that ankle simultaneously with the buzzer.
That's a tough call. That could have gone either way.
Yeah.
2-1 score. Ross is down.
Little toss off.
Caught the ankle, shoelaces, tossing him off. Now here comes
situation.
Ross is scrambling out.
Nice.
Good movement by Ross. 3-1's a score. Ross got good position on the mat. And he looks really poised.
Warning for stalling on Haggerty.
Haggerty back straight. And, referee Cross has been very consistent in calling the backing out tonight against both teams. So as long as you're consistent, that's all any coach or wrestler can ask.
Right.
Nice shot under.
See if he can finish here. He's going to drive through him.
Nice double leg takedown. Scores now 5-1. Ross throws a leg in. Both legs in.
About 40 seconds left. It wouldn't surprise me to see him turn him loose at the 30-second mark.
If I'm a betting man, I'm going to say he's going to try to ride this period out.
Okay. Well, I've been wrong before, Coach.
Right now.
Oh.
So Ross cuts him. It's 5-2.
Say you were right, Randy.
Nice shot by Haggerty. Nice counter by Ross. Haggerty's going after him. Oh, he almost got it.
Ran out of mat.
5-2. Give Haggerty credit for going after him.
Right.
They very nearly got the takedown. Now Haggerty is down. 5-2 with the score 24-22 team score in favor of Perry Meridian. We're in the second last match of the evening. Scores 24-22. So it's turned out to be a great meet tonight, regardless of the outcome.
As advertised. It's what you're supposed to get when you wrestle. You got two top 5 teams going at each other.
Five to 3. This would be huge as Haggerty could pull it off. More than huge. Mater Dei would be down to that team's last wrestler. So Coach Shetley and his staff are urging Haggerty to go. Here comes Ross in. got something close to a fireman's carry. Nice snap down. 35 seconds left. Haggerty's going after Ross. He's trying to get a takedown to tie the score. But Ross is a very accomplished wrestler. He's pretty poised right now.
I think he's got an eye on the clock too. 15 seconds left.
Here comes Haggerty now. He's got not much to lose. Nice attempt at a double. Ross counters nicely. 7 seconds left. Ross is going to be content to sit right where he is and pull out a 5-3 victory. Yeah, oh boy, that buzzer hadn't gone off yet. It looked like Ross thought it had. Good match. Credit Ross for a good, smart match, and credit Haggerty for going after him.
Well, he was game. I was impressed.
Okay, it's 25-24, so it comes down to the very final match to determine a winner. And I think Mater Dei is pretty happy with who they're putting on the mat right now. Blake Borman finished third in the state last year at 113. And he's a very accomplished wrestler, has been. He's been in these situations before. And he wrestled last year in the state finals with a torn meniscus. Had surgery the day after. And this is Manny Venegas. Is wrestling for Perry Meridian. Venegas is 12-3. He's a senior, and he's going to have a very top-rated, very outstanding sophomore in Borman.
Borman takes him feet to back. Looks like he's going to pick up the moonsault.
I think he count one count on it.
Okay.
Blake Borman cuts him already, so now it's 2-1. He gives him the escape. And Borman is fun to watch. He is so quick. I think
looking for a Turk here.
He's got a nice takedown. He's got the Turk in. He's going to try to keep the pressure in Venegas' hips. And he's got him on his back. And Coach Schaefer was quite happy when he knew that Borman was going to be the final match of the night if it was close.
And there's
the pin. Well, 31-24. Mater Dei now has won 6 of the 9 matches of the 2 where they've had dual meets. Congratulations, Coach Schaefer and Jeremy Gable, Zeke Zintafer, Nathan Parkinson and their staff, and congratulations to Perry Meridian, Coach Shatley and his staff for coming down. What a great show. And good sports after it's over, too.
Just a really nice event, Coach, for wrestling fans in the area here. Nice for the folks that made the drive down from the Indy area.
Certainly was, and for anyone who watched on IndianaMat, YouTube or Facebook, they got a show tonight, and some coaches probably got a pretty good scouting report, I'd say.
Well, there is that.
Yeah, next year this will be wrestled, this dual meet will be wrestled at Perry Meridian. So it's a 2-year deal. That's good for both programs, and it's going to be more excitement, I think, next year. Mater Dei's pretty young. Perry's got a lot of youth as well. So a lot of these guys maybe will have, with all the people returning, some rematches, and they might see each other easily at the Coaches State Championship in about a week at Huntington North, January the 5th, I think it
I
is.
believe you're right, Coach. Yeah, these guys might see each other a couple times. You know,
Yeah.
both team-wise and individually. So this is Mater Dei's got the first scalp, but it's not the end of the story by any means.
Well, a match like this kind of gets the blood flowing a little, because this is what high school wrestling dual meets should be like. 2 top-ranked wrestling teams, 2 top-ranked coaches, and very many top-ranked wrestlers individually, and they came out and put on a show tonight. It was a good match. I just want to thank IndianaMat again and Craig for coming down and running this on live stream, and another great show for Indiana Wrestling by IndianaMat. We're very fortunate.
Thanks to all the listeners and viewers for following us this evening. Hope you enjoyed the show.